Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Code Realized Guardian of Rebirth, and we ended the last part on this beautiful phase. I mean, technically we'd skip to the next, like we've clickied past this, but we went back, because, anyway. I like how it paused for just a second, just to give us that little extra taste. Well, anyway, I just want to try to make her happy somehow. It's all I think about. So I'm going to tackle this issue seriously, with everything I've got. And those are my reasons for fighting. Do you understand everything now, my beloved princess? He says this playfully, and I can't help but smile. I know, me either. Oh my god. I don't think you need to trouble yourself with making that person happy. She's probably already quite happy. She probably already knows how much you love her. I'm honored. Lupin, I never realized... Realized what? That I've been human for a long time now. And it's thanks to you, Lupin. Is that so? I realized a long time ago that you're human. He smiles mischievously, but I look down in embarrassment. But I'm happy. The sad, sullen feeling I had earlier has dissipated somewhat. I'm genuinely happy that Lupin is here next to me right now. I hope from the bottom of my heart that I can go on feeling this joy forever. You know, until the next part where we die. Oh, it's 2 chapters for now. We're not in chapter 12 yet, are we? Then, before dawn breaks, the preparations for battle begin under Victoria's command. This means she got her forces ready to attack within 24 hours of escaping the rebels' raid on Buckingham Palace. Although it may not be one of us paying the price, be prepared to see many lives sacrificed in the course of this battle. As Lupin said, those who don't want to face death should stay behind. Van Helsing looks around sharply at those of us who have gathered in front of him. I'm going. I have to keep moving forward. Any doubt I had about whether or not I'm a monster have disappeared. Lupin loves me. I love Lupin. I do too! Wait, I'm gonna have to... Oh wait, she's me, it's okay. Alter version of Spacey has to fight real version of Spacey over who gets to love Lupin. You know what, honey? You can love Lupin. I'm gonna take all of them. So, I'm gonna take them all. Spacey Man Heron. That's all I need to know. There's no turning back now. I won't run away ever again. Aw, my precious little Victor. This battle is to decide the future of Britain. Honestly, I'm not interested at all. But Spacey, she might be saved. There's no way I'll sit this one out. Oh, I feel so bad for you. Like, you know what? You should probably sit this one out because you're trying to save me because you think, like, our love will bloom and you're the only one with the love on this. I'm in love with Lupin and he's in love with... So, you get nothing. Sorry. I'll stick around to the end as well, in order to see this thing through. Plus, if I don't, I'll get stabbed by Idea. Let's get going, then. Deli, take care of Cece while we're gone, alright? I'm coming too. We're all taken aback by this. He falls silent with a serious expression. Why? A battle between humans should be of no concern to you. I know. I have no interest in human wars. They can quarrel amongst themselves all they want. But if this fight drags on, there will be more victims, won't there? I can't stand by and do nothing. Those with power have the responsibility of using that power for good. Deli says this quietly and with determination. Whether vampire or human, it would be wrong to not use my power when the weak are about to become victims. Aww, you're gonna save the humans. Deli, you're adorable. We're just gonna give you a little nug and rub. Give you a little noogie. Deli. Huh, I see. You've developed quite a valiant way of thinking. Look at how pretty, look at Van Helsing is like, I'm so proud of you, my boy. Silence! I have a great deal to think about. This is what my noble father would have done, that's all. Van Helsing lightly pats Deli on the shoulder as the boy looks down. Oh, you know what? Van Helsing so wants to do a hair tossle. He so wants to be like, I'm gonna tousle your hair. That's what he wants to do. We appreciate your aid. Your words and how true they ring. I'll never forget them. Van Helsing gives the vampire boy another look. Thank you. With that, he leaves the room. He's so emotional! You can just feel the emotion. He's like, we'll appreciate your aid, kid. Thanks. And he walks off. Internal Van Helsing is like, oh my god, guys. This is like, I can't handle this. You know, he's like breaking down in sobs. Hysterical sobs on the inside. Just of joy. He just said, thank you. I didn't know he had it in his vocabulary. Jelly looks toward Van Helsing's back in shock. See? That was totally, they're all like, oh my god, he just had an emotional breakdown. Like, all in front of us. Guys, something might be wrong with him. I love it. Then he smiles bravely. I am the noble king of the Nosferatu people. The king must always speak the truth. Deli leaves the room next. Then Impey, Victor, and Saint Germain follow. I take in a small breath. This is likely to be our last battle. I feel it in my bones. Wouldn't it be really sad if in this path all of them die? Like, that's the good path. Everyone dies but me and Lupin. What? The bad path is everyone dies except for me. Well, that's the quote-unquote normal path. Because you know in the normal path, one of us is dying. I feel like it's about time it's me. It's always them. Victor is the only one that died. Oh, I died in Victor's path. That's the only path I died in. That's what I was meant to say. Anyway. Lupin turns to me, then extends his hand with a serious expression. Mademoiselle Spacey, may I escort you to the path that leads to your future? That literally sounds like you're going to walk me down the aisle, and yes! Oh wait, we're going to our deaths. Fuck. Not what I was expecting, but I laugh at his dramatic delivery. It would be my pleasure, Monsieur Lupin. Monsieur Lupin. I gently take his hand and our eyes meet. I feel like our hearts have connected, and now words are unnecessary. Oh my god, I'm gonna vomit. It's so cute. My heart can't handle it. We travel through the middle-class district with Lupin leading us. We're supposed to break into the cathedral while dodging fire from the gun turrets during the attack by the British troops. We're supposed to break into the cathedral while dodging gunfire from the gun turrets during the attack by the British troops. That's better. I go over our current situation and our mission a number of times in my head. Suddenly, Lupin stops and looks ahead of us up the street, as if in anticipation. There's an explosion in the distance, and the path ahead takes on a subtle scarlet tinge. It started. It's a pitched battle. The unit fighting in the forefront is a diversion, and a separate unit will be entering the premises. The plan was to attack both inside and out simultaneously, was it not? Was it not? Was it not? Right. I told them the best route to break in. The rest is up to Sholmes's plan. I'm crossing my fingers that Finnis hasn't gone and outplanned us. Crossed fingers won't do any good. Let's get in there before the confusion of battle dies down. With this, Van Helsing begins running forward. Oh, he's probably like, yeah! Bloodthirsty. No, he's probably like, this sucks, but I gotta do this. I really, really, really just want to fucking live in that building right there that's got like all the gears on the side. Ooh, yeah, okay, so the one ahead of us, you know, kind of on the lefty side, you know, that's got the curvy one, and then you see that one that's got the weird roof. That one's got, but I'm actually looking at the one over here on the right that literally looks like fucking Sirius Black's fucking hideout, like, because it just doesn't belong there. Like, all the other buildings are big, and then there's this weird tower of gears, and then there's just this little brown stone that's like, gears on the side, it's just there. There's like an alley next to it, and you're like, it's kind of hiding behind that lamppost. I want to live there. That's my house, the gears on the side. You should build that in The Sims. We all nod to one another, then hurry onward to the cathedral. I like how random my thoughts are, and then all of a sudden it's like, and then we keep going. St. Paul's Cathedral is already surrounded by conflagration. I like that word, flagration. The explosions and gunfire seem to be adding fuel to the flames started by last night's battle. We hold our breaths as we all run through the intense heat and smoke. Almost there. I hear fighting up ahead. There are gunshots and Lupin dies. And done. Whoa! This is getting pretty intense. Ah! Where are these men attacking us from? Look out! They're Twilight soldiers! Don't let your guard down or we'll all be killed! I just, just giving them random ass voices. Don't, just deal with it. Next time it's gonna be like this, I swear! Oh my god, guys! They're getting blood all over my uniform! I can hear the tense shouts of the soldiers. Lupin takes cover behind a collapsed wall to examine the situation. We all follow his example and join him in hiding. It's really gonna get hard for like 20 people to run in there secretly. This is looking like an uphill battle. Saint Germain peeks over the wall and reports what he observes. It seems like those who were supposed to breach the cathedral haven't gotten around to it yet. We have some problems of our own to deal with before we can get in. I propose a change of plans. Everyone turns to him. We enter from the front. That way we can reduce the number of enemies we face inside on our way in. That sounds like you wanted us to bulldoze our... That sounds like you want us to bulldoze our way in. I nod in response. Lupin narrows his eyes slightly as he looks out into the battlefield ahead. No, Van Helsing's idea is the most realistic. Even if we can sneak in there, there's no point if the Queen loses. So, that means we're going to be fighting too, huh? Roughhousing isn't Mr. Impey's favorite activity. Really? Because you act like you want to roughhouse with me a lot. I'm just saying. It's not the same kind of roughhousing, I guess. I'm not sure. I don't know what he's talking about because I am innocent. And my mind does not understand these adult themes he is speaking of. We do sometimes when he's talking about things, she's like, huh? Shut up, Impey! I love it. If it's been decided, shall we go? We shouldn't waste any more time debating. I nod to myself, then mentally prepare for the next moments. The battlefield is only a stone's throw away. Bullets and blades fly in the brutal fight. There are already piles of the fallen, both enemy and ally, everywhere. The enemy soldiers are here in great number, and Twilight forces are mixed in among them. Well, they're on our side, so they're not really the enemy. I'm guessing she's meaning the enemy to... the enemy of the people, like, of the rebels, but it's not really the enemy. No, okay. The loyal troops seem to be at a disadvantage in terms of weapons, numbers, and fighting abilities. That's Twilight. The Queen's men are an inferior force, no matter how you look at it. There's no backing down! The fate of Britain rests on our shoulders! Fire! 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 The man shouting commands looks like the leader of a platoon. He encourages the intimidated soldiers under his command to somehow keep trying to push forward. Gah! And then he dies. However, a bullet rips through his chest and he falls to the ground in a heap. Well, there goes that for morale. We need to help him. Lupin grabs my arm as I try to run forward. It's no use. He was killed instantly. No, that's so horrible. It's gonna be worse. Every war is terrible. Victor's expression is strained as he takes a test tube out of his coat. I like the fact that the test tubes have 2 different color liquids in them. Fucking neat, by the way. I never really noticed. I think I probably noticed it, but it didn't really occur to me. Like, I didn't stop and analyze it. Just saw a bunch of pretty colors in his test tubes, so it's like, is that just like they just wanted to color it, or is it supposed to be like a wall? So like this has got 2 of these chemicals, and when I do this, it explodes. Because otherwise it'd be stupid. Because you're carrying on something that like the second you pick it up it would explode. Or just putting it in your coat pocket. So anyway, he throws the tube at a group of enemy soldiers that has been firing nonstop. The test tube breaks at their feet, and a cloud of smoke immediately forms, obscuring them from view. A bomb would have been better, but okay. What is this? It's a smoke screen! Watch out! Van Helsing takes a step forward as the enemies recoil. But a small figure darts into the smoke before he can take another. Go Deli. As soon as the figure disappears into the smoke, I hear the sound of brutal hand-to-hand fighting. Once the smoke dissipates, I see a crowd of fallen soldiers. At first, when it said a small figure, I was like, great, frickin', what's his face? Finis is out here, and then I was like, wait. And then you heard the punch, and I was like, oh, it's Deli. And Deli, standing there confidently. I'll take over here. You have other things to do. Leave the trivial fights to me. Deli turns to... I kind of gave up on his voice there. I know I did, because it's like, I don't know. Deli turns to us and gives us the smallest smile. I love Deli. Go. I hope you find a way to deal with your poison. Deli nods. Enemy soldiers begin to appear from all around, about to surround the loyalist troops. However... Ah! Look! Tim the art intern. Deli runs like a shell fired from a cannon, knocking down any foe he comes into contact with. Is that kid on our side? Someone that powerful can only be a vampire. He's helping us, so I don't care. All of you, there's a kid doing our fighting out there. We can't let him show us up. The other soldiers call out in agreement. Rabble, 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 rabble. At the same time, we begin to hear the sounds of fighting coming from within St. Paul's. Sounds like the other unit's gotten inside. All hope isn't lost yet. Yeah, now's our chance. Let's go. Lupin starts sprinting toward the building. Thank you, Deli! I only catch a glimpse of him before I dash away. The Vampire King Delacroix II. Slightly raises his hand in response to my shouted thanks. As he's kicking someone's ass. It's amazing. The battle within the cathedral is a continuation of the chaos outside. The soldiers who broke in are going head-to-head with the enemy forces who had been crammed inside. That means there's a lot of motherfucking Twilight soldiers. They were crammed in. It's a cathedral! It looks like most of the enemies here are Twilight soldiers. Their quick movements and precise sword techniques take down the government's soldiers one after another. How many Twilight soldiers were there? They were like, look, we've got like 6,000 British troops and 5 million Twilight soldiers. I mean, I just don't think that could ever be a bad thing. They're an elite group. There shouldn't be this many of them. Like, it should be like 10 to 100. Figured as much. And Finis is nowhere to be seen. Van Helsing sounds annoyed and cautiously looks around him. And this is the place where Van Helsing almost killed us. And then he died. You know, until we went down the good path and then we saved him. Of course, the enemies inside have no intention of letting us take our time and begin to attack us as soon as they see us. Hey, we just came here for a tour, man. Whoa, close call. Lupin, who is at the front, jumps back from a swing by a Twilight soldier just in time. Yeah, he can't die here. He's got to die in Chapter 13. You know, when we go down the normal path, because that's normal. Once Lupin retreats, Van Helsing strolls forward. Naturally, the enemies rush toward him. Look out! Why we need to ward him, come on. He's fucking Van Helsing. He's fine as fuck, and he's gonna... Yeah, that. In the next instant, there's a loud roar, and the enemy soldiers are thrown to the ground, where they lie motionless. Real bullets this time. Look out. For what? Stop wasting your time worrying about me and find the way below ground. Don't waste your time worrying about me. I'm a fucking machine. Yeah, you are. I've already found it, actually. What? Seriously? The wall to the far west. There's something strange about it. It's most likely a hidden door over there. Lupin's like, that's the wall right there. See that panel right there? The one that looks like everything? That one's totally suspicious. Let's go. Lupin points to the far end of the cathedral. Can you tell? Not at all, but if Lupin says so, he's probably right. Let's head that way, then. We move forward through the fierce fighting. Woo! Yeah, I love this! We duck flying bullets, and Van Helsing, Victor, and Saint Germain take down all the enemies that come our way. I love this. I just love it. It's like, whooshoo, 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 woo! All their boys are defending us as we run. Whoo-wee! We'll never have enough lives for this mess. A Twilight soldier appears in front of Impey, striking at him with his sword. But before he hits, Saint Germain pierces his sword through the man's shoulder. Thanks a million, Sainty G. I can always count on you. Don't worry. Your protection comes second only to hers. Second? Sainty G, do you hate me? Oh god, Impey. A little bit. Everybody hates you a little bit. We love you and hate you at the same time. It's a really weird relationship. The enemies start to focus on us, coming at us in huge waves. Having them follow our every move would be annoying. This might be a good time to shut them down. Victor, Count, help me. You got it! I suppose I can't refuse someone who relies on me. I shall do my best. Lupin, you go ahead and get that hidden door open. Huh? Hey, Van Helsing, what about me? Don't you need Mr. Impey's help? No, you're in the way already. Rude! Kind of are. Like, Impey, we know you can kick ass, so fucking do it. While they snipe back and forth, Lupin lifts me into his arms. Oh, hi. Our team is so reliable. Well, I'm counting on you all. Lupin! It's fine. This will be less hassle. I don't know why I read that so sexy, like, it's fine. This will be far less hassle. Not a single one of the enemies notice us as Lupin starts running. He finds blind spots in the enemy's vision and slips through their lines without any of them catching on. And he's like a goddamn ghost. It's amazing. He moves almost like magic. And then, we're at the wall on the far side before we know it. Everyone else is still behind us. Lupin, the others aren't here yet. I wouldn't worry about them. They'll catch up on their own. More importantly... Lupin pauses, then hunkers down and starts feeling around on the floor. It takes only a few moments. Found it. This is the way to the hidden underground section of the cathedral. As Lupin says this, I see a square hole open right by his feet, with stairs leading downwards. Time for this show to reach its climax. May I have your hand, my lady? Lupin extends his hand to me as he asks. Once the others have all caught up, we start descending the long, dark staircase, and there's like no Twilight soldiers following us. Quick, close it! They won't be able to figure out how to open it. St. Paul's Cathedral has always had an underground vault. St. Germain narrates our trip while our footsteps echo down the stairway. It was originally intended for use as a crypt, and only special heroes who did a great service to Britain were placed here. Are we heading to a crypt right now? No. Gauging from how far down we've gone, we're probably even further below ground than that. Come to think of it, I can no longer hear the sound of fighting from up above. It's very quiet here, and eerie. I thought I'd come to know everything about London, but I was unaware that this cathedral had any such facility beneath it. Saint Germain sounds impressed, and his voice echoes around us. Ahead of us lies Father's secret. Was it in the cathedral that we went? No, there was another place that we went. We're in the graveyard again! I was just trying to think of where we ended up with the tree with Victor, but that was totally, there was some other place that we went. It wasn't in the cathedral, I don't think. Because I don't remember us going into the cathedral. I remember us, an entryway, and then we went further, and then we went down, which they could all lead. Maybe all the paths lead to the same place, but I just don't remember us being in the cathedral, because I feel like I would remember us finding the hole in the floor that we crawled down into, but we didn't do that, so I don't know. We finally reach the bottom of the long staircase. We discover a dimly lit path that looks exactly the same as the one we walked through in Father's underground laboratory. Let's just put in there that it looks exactly the same so that we don't have to do a new background and nobody questions it. Because I was questioning it. I was like, oh, look, I mean, I know they recycle backgrounds. I mean, I know, you know what I mean? Like, I know we reuse some of them. Most of them are different, but you're like, okay. Like, oh, we've been in this burned, charred out thing, like ruins, but whatever. Or this area in the woods. It's by that ruins where Lupin saved us, but we're never going to point out that it's exactly the same. But this is a little bit too much. It looks exactly the same. Okay, thank you. They did that for people like me. We're going to be like, there's going to be people that are going to bitch because it's the exact same background. I understand why they reuse backgrounds. I'm not saying anything, but I would have to me, it doesn't matter. Like, oh, it's an underground tunnel. I would just be the funny person that makes a comment like, oh, so like I just did. Whoa, so we're in the graveyard again? Just because I'm a dick. No, I get the need to reuse backgrounds. It makes sense. I'd rather you focus on the CGs than on making a lot more backgrounds. That's all I'm saying. So we're okay. I just got to be the dick and point it out. We walk a few paces down the seemingly endless path. Oh, you're already here? I hadn't expected you to be here so soon. I'm just really good at figuring out who it is that's showing up. He's the only person that would show up. He appears as if melting out of the darkness. None of us can hide our shock or distress, I'm thinking it's supposed to be distress, from seeing immortality step out in front of us. You're immortal, I see. I still can't quite believe it, even though the proof is standing right in front of me. Ha! That's only natural. For humans like you die once and that's it. You don't get to come back. From the way you say it, I take it that you aren't human then. Do you find that so hard to believe? I have a monster for a sister. It stands to reason that I would be a monster as well. He chuckles to himself, then without losing his composure, he makes a motion like he's contemplating something. Civil war is raging above ground, and it seems that the nearby nations have already caught on to the troubles within Britain. If this insurrection takes any longer to subdue, it can only lead to war. Are you sure you want to waste your time here? Ha! Not to worry. We have a pretty headstrong queen on our side. I'm sure she'll be able to put down this ridiculous rebellion in no time. And the Civil War. I see. You don't understand. Huh? Oh god, the queen's on his side. Explain yourself. There's no need for further discussion. I'll shut down the root of all this evil right here. Van Helsing speaks coldly to Finnis, who still seems to be in a good mood through all of this. Finnis, you're the leader of the rebel forces. Are you prepared to meet your fate? Do what you will. You don't have to sugarcoat your words, you know. You resent me and you want to kill me. Just come right out and say it. Come on, Tim. I know you trusted Tim the intern to do the swooshy things. And that's cool. He came up with lots of pretty colors and I like it. But again, don't let him type the end, especially since this is the common path. This is the path. Well, it's not the common path. It's the, you know. This is canonical. This is canon. Don't make, you're making up, he's messing it up. Don't let Tim type. Tim is a terrible typist. Just come right out and say it. Before we can stop him, Van Helsing pulls the trigger. I mean, he's just going to come back, but there's a gunshot and a thick spray of blood. Finnis's body is thrown back, flying through the air. The corpse rolls away into the darkness. He shot him at close range with actual buckshot. It's obvious what the results would be. And I'm like, no, I'm okay with this. But on the other hand, I have an extremely irrational surety. Yeah, but it takes him. There's no way Finnis would die. Yeah, but see, it takes him a few minutes to regenerate, so we're good. We got some time. Just keep killing him, it's fine. For some reason, I firmly believe in this impossibility. I'm certain of it. Then, as if to prove my conviction right, another Finnis comes out. Now, are you satisfied? He appears in front of us again. How many of those are waiting in the wings? It took a minute the last time. What? You're completely unharmed. It's quite an extraordinary thing to witness immortality with your own eyes. Saint Germain seems detached as he makes this observation, but Van Helsing calmly levels his gun at Finnis again. He'll kill as many of them as he has to. With another series of shots, Finnis crumples pathetically to the floor, but... Finnis's laughter fills the room, and he steps out from beyond the darkness yet again. I just can't believe that this isn't like the end-all be-all chapter. Like are we in chapter 12 now, or are we still in chapter 11? Like, Jesus. And we're like, I just feel like, you know what I mean? Because we're running into Finis, that this would have been like the end, but there's still like 2 more fucking chapters to go, so I'm just really kind of amazed, but... Oh! And this time, there are 2 of him. He's like, ugh! The stress on his face right now. What? Even Van Helsing is compelled to lower his gun with wide eyes. Oh god, it's an army of Finises. Then, following suit, multiple Finises appear from the surrounding darkness. Well, this is scary. Oh my god, this is scarier than Twilight. Before we know it, we're surrounded by several exact copies of Finis. Yeah, that's pretty much all of that right there. Huh? Did I fall asleep or something? There's so many of him. If you did, then this is definitely a nightmare. So this is the trick behind your so-called immortality. In response to Van Helsing's whispered accusation, the central Finis smiles a beautiful yet haunting smile. It's not something to be so shocked about. As I said earlier, my sister is a monster. Naturally, I myself am one too. Of all the figures around us, this one Finis seems to be speaking to us as a representative. Although I will say, I'm not a homunculus. Sister and I are fundamentally different, depending on which of us has a horologium. He looks coldly at me as he says this, but I also feel him staring at me with murder in his eyes. He carefully takes his glass-like eyes off of me as he begins walking back into darkness. Father's secret. That's what you came here to find out, right, sister? Come with me and be ready to risk your life. He stops only once, then turns to me with an angelic smile. I'll show you the truth. And together, let us become a part of Father, part of the newly born God. Finis calmly melts into the darkness, and Van Helsing immediately tries to follow. Wait! Oh my god, we're rushed at by a million Finises. But a group of Finises attacks us all at once, as if to block us. Finises. Finisi? Gah! Whoa, hey! Here goes Tim again. The egress has been cut off as well. If things have come to this... Look at that smile, demon. Saint Germain grabs one of the attacking Finises and easily tears him apart. He then quietly looks over at Lupin and me. Please move on, you two. We'll take care of this. Huh? Wait, she needs an escort? Then I'll... Impey, keep your eyes on the enemy. There's one in front of you. God, Impey, stop thinking with your dick and use your actual brain. Combat is not one of Mr. Lupin's fortes, and if we are placing her success above all else, he is a reasonable choice. Any objections? None. I owe you guys. We leave them behind as Lupin grabs my hand and begins running at full speed. We continue to push forward into the darkness. The path seems to go on forever, filled with a dark, oppressive silence that would make anyone feel alone and uneasy. But right now, Lupin has my hand. Lupin, who loves me for who I am. That's why, no matter what lies beyond this darkness, I feel like I'll still be alright. Soon I see a faint light ahead. That must be the place where the secret to Father's plan, Code Realize, must lie. Father's secret, my secret, will be uncovered. Then, we follow the faint light into a new space. Nope, this is sort of different. There's a vast expanse, so large that it's hard to believe it could be underground. A huge machine about 10 meters in diameter is perched in the center. I see some strange objects all throughout the room. These objects, a countless number of small metallic discs weave a complex, slow dance along the walls and floor. Whoa, what is this? Some sort of massive celestial globe? It's all a huge machine in which each part moves slowly according to some rule. Oh my god, we're in a giant pocket watch! The parts move slowly but steadily, almost like the ever-changing patterns in the sky. It's kind of cool. This is Father's secret? Not quite. Finis! This machine is Father himself, and also me, myself. Oh, that's true. This is when he wakes up, he comes here, yeah. I don't understand. What do you mean? Stop being so cryptic. Weren't you going to tell her the truth? That's right. Don't be so impatient. I will keep my promise. Now I'll show you. This is the reality of me. Finis! He suddenly pulls out a pistol, and he points it... What? At his own temple. Then he fires without hesitation. Like, well, that solves everything. You know he's coming back, right? What did you... I can't help but ask, even though I know that I won't get a response. Lupin and I stare down upon Finis, who has now become an unmoving corpse. But then... it was just a little performance of sorts. You seem none too pleased by it. I hear a voice. Finis? The voice doesn't come from the body on the floor, but echoes through the entire room. The machine is Finis. Don't be so alarmed. I'm right in front of you. What? Could it be... Finis? That's right. The Finis you're used to seeing out there is merely a biological terminal. A puppet. Biological terminal. A doll controlled by Finis's true body. Most of it is fashioned from living flesh and blood that was grown for this purpose. The doll looks just like Isaac's lost son, which is proof that Finis yearns for a father's love. Oh, so Isaac had a son that he lost and made it look like Finis. Okay, alright, now we... Okay. This is my true form, my main body. Finis' main body, an immense celestial sphere-like machine buried deep beneath St. Paul's Cathedral. The reason Finis is believed to be invincible is because the form he takes on is merely a makeshift body. And that's when Saint Germain disappeared or whatever and was like, I gave him a true death. He killed this machine. Even if one of my terminals breaks, I simply have to prepare another. There are an infinite number of replacements. That's why I'm immortal. Isn't it funny that Van Helsing was going around so desperately, doing nothing but breaking worthless dolls? The real Finis is a machine? Does it matter if I'm a machine or not? Oh, stop letting Tim type. You're simply a doll yourself, you know. And this body is me, but at the same time, it is our respected father as well. Father... For a second, I don't know what he's saying. My existence serves basically as a memory device to store Father's mind. Store his mind? He's like, oh, blah, blah. Yes, this body contains the mind of the century's greatest genius, Isaac Beckford. It's filled with so much knowledge. And this vessel itself is Code Realize, the key to the creation of a new god. A new god? I'd heard those words from Finis's mouth many times by now. But the more he tells me about it, the more surreal it all seems. Are you talking to the booties outside? Do you see the booties outside? Where you go? Okay, bye. Oh, got crumbs all over me. He brings food and he eats on my shoulder, and now I have crumbs all over me. But anyway, the more he tells me about it, the more surreal it all seems. There's no way that a man could create God. I think that anyone would feel the way I do. However, Finis only laughs, saying that this is a given. Any ordinary person would think that way, but Father can do it. Didn't I tell you? We are cogs in Father's grand machine. I am his mechanical vessel, with an intellect far more advanced than any human's. And the horologium, a symbol of immortality and perpetual engine of life, will power it. So he's Alexa, basically. Okay. What do you think if Father's mind and his spirit can obtain these things? A body that will never decay, and an infinite capability of thought. It could bend the world as we know it to his will. What else could you call something like that besides God? Father is literally trying to become a Deus Ex Machina. The doll that had been lying on the ground slowly stands up as the voice speaks. It shakes as it cocks its head from one side to another with a blank expression. Just as Finis said, it's like a puppet being controlled by strings. So come with me, sister, to realize Father's dreams, so that I can be loved by Father, can become one with Father. You are a sick bastard. I get chills and take a few steps back. Lupin, however, takes a step forward as if protecting me. Thank you very much for the explanation, but she's mine now. I can't just sit here and nod as you take her away. Now, what I have here is a powerful explosive designed by our very own foolish engineer. Answer my questions, or else I'll use it to destroy this main body of yours. A bomb, I see. Resorting to rather primitive methods, aren't we? And here I'd been told that you never used weapons that would harm others. I don't condone violence, but if it's to protect the woman I love, then I won't even hesitate. He did threaten to kill a preacher. I'm just saying. Lupin, tell me how to remove her poison. What's so funny? Don't worry. Sister's poison will disappear on its own. What? What do you mean? Once the horologium's purpose has been fulfilled. Meaning, when it becomes one with Father, the poison will disappear. It would be tragic if his new body melted immediately. But, of course, that would mean that Sister will cease to exist as well. You... Wait, but Finis was supposed to be his body, and he's gonna put... Ew! That's even creepier. He's like, my precious daughter, I'm going to be inside of you soon. And, like, not in the sexy way, because that's even more disgusting. But, like, I'm literally gonna take over your body. Yay, I get to be a pretty girl! Fucking weird. Isaac is a motherfucking crazy person. He's beyond Nutter Butters. Anyway. What's that? It's time. A sudden rumbling begins, quickly becoming so strong that we can't remain standing. Throw the bomb now, Lupin. Bomb it. The ceiling is unable to withstand the shaking and begins to collapse on us. Whoa, watch out! I quickly take Lupin's hand and jump away from a huge chunk of falling debris. But the crash I'm expecting doesn't come. I turn back and look. What? Whoa, whoa, whoa! What's going on? Has the whole world been turned upside down? We're underground, but we can see the sky. So everything above us was sucked up into the air somehow. That's scary as fuck. Oh my god, is this fucking Nemo? Why is it Nemo? Nobody else is. Behold! And Gravity Alleviator, which is... Is he coming to help us? That would be interesting. Marvelous! This is fantastic! Behold the might of the Gravity Alleviator! If it's not him, I'm gonna just be really mad that I did that voice. I've heard this shrill voice somewhere before. That voice is far too distinctive to ever be forgotten. I know that voice. Yeah, it's that bunker scientist we were up against in the airship race. He's right. I try to remember his name. That's Nemo? What is he doing here? My amazing mind has arrived to bring Master Isaac's long-awaited wish to fruition. That's true, he was on... We listened to the voice in complete shock. And that's where... So see, everything's coming together. Oh my god, is the queen on their side too? Jesus Christ. What? Spacey, run! It's too late! It's too late! Lupin's shout is just a split second too slow. Steel wires shoot out like living snakes, and in an instant they wrap around my body, trapping me. The thick wire begins to cut into my skin. Oh, the crackling noise in the... Several wires entangle me and lift me up into the air as I struggle in pain. That little noise just... Spacey! I can't do... Spacey! I can't scream my own name in Lupin's voice, I can't. I hear him shout from behind me and I twist around to look at him. Finis! Let go of her! Do you want me to destroy you? Lupin raises his arm, prepared to throw the bomb. Go ahead, but you know that sister will be destroyed along with me. Oh, damn! He hesitates for a moment, and a different wire whips across his body. Gah! No! His shout of pain fills the hall. No, Lupin! 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 I know that he was all about Master Isaac and everything in Impey's path. I just did not think we were going to have him again. And good God, my voice. Nemo's high-pitched, cruel laughter rains down on us. It's showtime! His voice is completely off kilter. The crowd begins to shake once more. Yeah, my voice is a little off kilter there. The central globe in the middle of the area begins falling into the sky. It's like the sky and Earth have switched places. Let's go, sister. Everything is about to begin. The moment when we will be rewarded shall soon arrive. Let go! Let me go! I'm coming, Spacey. Lupin gets up and starts to run. He jumps with all his might. Oh! Lupin flies through the air towards me as if he somehow gained momentum in the air. And I'm literally... My hand's reaching out too. All three of us will be together. No, he's not flying. He's falling towards me. The force that's pulling the massive globe into the air is probably working on Lupin as well. He's holding onto one of the wires in one hand and comes as close to me as he possibly can. Grab my hand. Grab my hand. He shouts at me forcefully. I can't scream in his voice. I can't. Lupin! Look at how sad we look. We're so cute. I reach out as far as my arm will go. Oh, we're just gonna miss. But then, not so fast. Oh, now we're switched. Lupin is thrown back. No! Whatever power is causing me and the globe to rise into the sky must no longer be working on him. Oh, he falls straight towards the ground. Ah! I can hear his groaning all the way up here. No! Sister is mine. I won't let anyone else have her. We will become one. That's so disgusting. We will finally be loved. His voice makes my heart quiver. I actually really love her face in this one because it's the first time that her giant eyes work for her and don't make her look really weird. Lupin! I'll steal you back, Spacey. I promised you. I promise you. Trust me. So have faith and wait for me. Lupin? The globe and I climb higher and higher into the air, and Lupin and I get further and further apart. I will! I shout down to him. I was able to believe in myself because you loved me. I can be a human because I love you. I believe in you. I'll wait for you. So promise me. Promise that we'll meet again. I clench my fist tight as I whimper. Oh! That's like the worst! That would actually be a really good, like, ending, but it's like, no, obviously, like, this is... What is that? By this time, the fighting on the streets above has ceased. Just as the government troops are about to gain control over the rebels, something suddenly came down from the sky. Something unimaginably huge. Calling it a flying battleship wouldn't do it justice. Oh, it's the Nautilus. It's a flying fortress, or perhaps even an entire city wrought in steel and hovering in the air above London. How is something like that capable of flight? A strange orb floats up from the cathedral and into the enormous hovering thing. Lionheart stares up in shock as all this takes place before him. More than just Lionheart. Everyone, enemies and allies alike, are all transfixed by the scene before them. A mechanical monster floating in the night sky. The sight is so far from anything that any of the people here have seen in their entire lives. Is it going away? Suddenly, the floating behemoth drops a glowing blue object. It fell straight down into the plaza in front of the cathedral. Look! Something fell out of it! That would be your cue to run. But be careful! Is it some kind of gem? It's an understandable question. The object that fell into the middle of the plaza looks like some kind of storage device. A beautiful, shining, crystalline light is spilling through openings in the device. Run! Fall back! Get out of here! We've got to get away from that thing! Just as Lionheart shouts, jets of gas blast out of the device in all directions. Ah! One of the men who is hit by the gas suddenly screams and falls to the ground. Well, what is it? What's going on? Just run! Run! The cloud of gas expands, engulfing the shouting soldiers, who immediately fall to the ground and lie motionless. Lionheart's mind is on the device, now hidden within the cloud, as he orders his troops to retreat. That gem-like shine. It was unmistakably the gleam of Zicterium that the Queen had shown him before. And when it had looked that the Loyalist troops were about to subdue the rebels, they were beaten by the monster in the sky. Shortly thereafter, Nemo's crowing from the massive floating machine tells them everything. The airborne fortress is named the Nautilus. This ship would pull Britain, and eventually all the world, into war, and will continue to fuel those flames for all time. And this ship has become the seat of God for Finis and the rebels, and the throne of the devil to Lionheart and the others. Here's what I don't understand. So, like, he wants to become a new god, blah, blah, blah. But why in the world would you want humanity to be at war for all time? That just seems like a really weird fucking thing. I mean, you really are Satan. Like, I mean, because I just can't realize, like, I can't, like, figure out why, anyway. All right, well, now we're in chapter 12. Go to realize. I can hear birds chirping. They sing gently of peace from far beyond the window. Someone sings, it's probably dead. Spacey. Wake up, Spacey. Someone gently shakes me and I open my eyes. I see a blurry shape standing near me. My mind is still hazy and I'm unable to discern who this person is. I can't tell, but I know that this person is someone important. Someone I care deeply for. It's not Lupin. I let this person wake me as if nothing is out of the ordinary. Come on, wake up. Always sleeping in late. You should try being more like Finis. Oh, that's our father. You should try being more like Finis. Sorry, but isn't it impolite to enter a lady's room uninvited? Ha! Tell me that again once you start acting like a lady. Fine. I sit up annoyed. Wake up and get dressed. I'll be waiting for you in the dining hall. The person leaves and I put my arms through the sleeves of my clothes, still feeling drowsy. I'm not wearing gloves, and the clothing I wear doesn't look or feel like anything special. Even so, the things I touch don't melt. But for some reason, all of this feels completely natural. This is me, but not me. I feel like I'm reliving the memories of some other person. So he had two children, I'm assuming, maybe. I leave the room and head for the hall. Mommy, why can't I eat yet? How many times have you asked that? You know we don't eat until we're all here and we've said our prayers, all right? When is sister gonna get here? Oh, I hear voices. Honey, are you sure you woke her? Are you sure you woke her up? Did you give her a proper scolding for sleeping in? Man, our family sucks. Yes, dear, right proper scolding. Dear, you need to be tougher on the kids. Why don't we just go ahead and start without her? My brother always trying to. Oh, why don't we just go ahead and start without her? My brother always trying to sound like a grown up, and my mother kind yet firm. And then there's father, who seems a little bit timid. I smile and open the door to the dining hall. Oh, finally! You're late, sister! I suppose it's not young Finnis, it's normal age Finnis. Good morning, Spacey. Good morning. Next time you be sure and get dressed in time for breakfast. Do you hear? I smile and nod. I will. Good morning. The me in this dream is most definitely myself, but it also feels like a complete stranger. And then, although I smiled towards them all, tears streamed down my cheeks. You know, there's a lot of CGs. I was just really wondering if we were going to get one of the family. There's a lot of CGs of miscellaneous characters that we haven't gotten yet. And we've gone through all the paths, so I'm really curious how you get them. I can hear the clock ticking. That's when I finally remember everything that has transpired, as well as the situation I find myself in. I was taken inside the Nautilus and immediately restrained by Twilight soldiers who had been waiting for me within. Then they attached a strange device to the horologium. And a moment later, I felt a body-splitting pain and screamed. After a while, I fainted. I opened my eyes to try to make sense of it all. For a moment, I feel like I'm still in the crypt beneath St. Paul's Cathedral. The large celestial globe, Finnis's main body, is right in front of me. I can't move. It seems that my feet have been tied to the seat I've been placed in. Then I notice that the clothing I'm wearing has been changed. Ew! This outfit! They're the clothes I wore when I used to be in Wales. Are you awake? I prepared those for you. Ew, you let a man change me, you pervert! I looked up at his sudden voice and see Finnis looking full of joy. They're exactly the same as what Father made for you. Your original was apparently not a morning person. It seems Father was only scolding you. My brother, the monster, laughs cheerfully. So he had a whole family. His whole family died, and he's recreating them. That's creepy. But just beneath his smile lies an insatiable madness. What are you going to do to me? And what was that device? The one you attached to the horologium when I got here? Device? Oh, that. It was for an emergency supply of sorts. A supply? Yes, a supply. This ship, the Nautilus, operates using a machine called the gravity alleviator. Finnis begins to answer my question with a boastful look. It's thanks to that device that we're able to collect my main body, but it is very inefficient. Even if we had a tremendous amount of fuel ready, we would only be able to run the device for a moment. This ship was just about to crash because of the strain it had undergone. His voice is still filled with joy, as if poking fun of the situation. That's why we needed your horologium. Its massive energy was needed to supply this ship. I glanced down at my chest. It doesn't look any different, and the supply device from earlier is no longer attached. I can't believe that the horologium is what's keeping this airship aloft. You can't, but it's true. A perpetual source of infinite energy, a force that transcends all. That is the horologium. His expression is one of elation. It's as if he is unable to contain his glee at speaking of how clever his own father is. Then he produces something from a pocket. A pendant shining red. That's right, the same pendant that Finnis showed me in that underground facility. Using your body as a catalyst, the horologium is already nearly complete. This, sister, is the final component. His smile gives me a bad feeling. Yeah, right? All of us. Sister, history will change dramatically from this very moment with Father's immense power. Stay away! My words are sharp yet firm. But even though I may sound confident, I'm afraid. What events might this pendant put in motion? I already have an idea. I'm afraid I can't. Finnis smiles gently, then tears away my shirt from my chest. Hey, perv! Okay, I was like, it wasn't clicking. I see the horologium on my chest glowing slightly and blinking rhythmically, as if it has a pulse. Then he slowly brings the pendant closer to it. The pendant begins to emit a high-pitched tone, like a ringing in my ears. At the same time, my chest begins to heat up, becoming burning hot. The burning pain is so horrible that I stop myself from screaming. Oh, I think it's supposed to be that I can't stop myself from screaming. Ah! The pendant glows a bright red, and the horologium's pulses start to synchronize with those of the pendant. And the more the horologium pulses, the more I feel a strange sensation, like my body is being reassembled from within. Ah! I don't really want to scream loud. People think I'm actually getting stabbed or something. The heat from the horologium spreads through my body. I feel like I'm melting. Hi, Booger. How you doing, birdie? Just as I think I'm about to pass out from the pain, without warning, the pendant in Finnis's hand shatters. When that happens, the intense heat and pain I've been feeling vanishes. Gasp! I glare at Finnis, breathing unevenly, yet he just looks down at me dispassionately. Now all the preparations have been completed. All we have to do at this point is wait. Sister, once the horologium has been extracted from your body, my job here is done. Our family will finally be united. That's not what I want. You'll want it eventually, because we are monsters after all. His beautiful smile suddenly twists into a rictus of agony. Ah! Grr! He tears at his throat and violently twists his neck from side to side. But all the while, he still looks like he's smiling. Look, sister. That moment of transformation. Your energy has caused Father to stir. Finnis. Father. Oh my god. I laughed so hard I choked on my own spit. Oh my god. Father truly is an amazing man. Everything is exactly as he had imagined. Finnis topples to his knees and raises his face towards the heavens. But I'm going to stop this here because we're going a little over it. But there's no really good place to stop this. It's getting fucking intense, man. 2 more chapters. This chapter's going to be long. We probably have at least another. We might finish chapter 12 in the next part. Might not. I don't know. So we got at least probably 3 parts left. At least. Wow. I can't believe we're almost done with this, guys. I feel like we've been here forever, and I'm happy. And then we get to play the next game, and hopefully it's as long. So, anyway. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.